Okay, so that's our fact-finding mission complete. We're now going to look at vocabulary type of questions. So for these type of questions, my top tips are to articulate your definition clearly, which means you normally are asked to give a definition, or how does this word fit with, what does it tell us about the passage? So what you do is you define the word, and then you define it, how it's used in the context of the story around the word. And if you're unsure, give a general definition or a more common synonym. Try and replace it with a synonym and think, does that work with diamonds in her house installed 17 years ago were outmoded? So what is the definition of the word outmoded in this passage? We've had many correct answers there. And it is out of date. Well done, guys. The next one, although the professor's lectures were regarded by many as so wearisome that they regularly put students to sleep, he ignored all criticism and refused to make any changes. What is the definition of the word wearisome? Loads of you choosing the correct answer there. It is indeed boring. When Katya refused to lie to her parents about where she was spending the night, she was completely ostracized by her usually loyal friends who had never shunned her before. What do you think the answer is here? The clue is her usually loyal friends who had never shunned her before. So you can have a look at the use of the word shun there. It's actually excluded. Quite a few of you have got that correct. Next one, the baseball player's malice toward the referee was revealed in his spiteful remarks to the media, which almost ruined the referee's career. What is the meaning of the word spiteful in the context of this passage? This is a bit more challenging. Spiteful is something that is done deliberately. And we learn that the baseball player has malice towards the referee. So there's something that's deliberate in this action here, in these remarks. So it is actually vindictive, deliberately cruel. Next one, although Zachary is much too inexperienced for the managerial position, he is a willful young man and obdurately refuses to withdraw his application. Now we're looking at the context here. So Zachary is quite inexperienced for the managerial position, but he's quite willful, he's quite determined. And so he's refusing to withdraw his application. So read into the context of that one. The answer is D, stubbornly. This is very much a stubborn man. Next one, Charles, aware of his susceptibility to gum disease, is diligent about flossing. If he's aware that he could get gum disease, what is he about flossing? And it is indeed C. Many of you Chose C. Mr. Powers was so gullible that he believed even the most outlandish excuses of his insincere employees. What is the meaning of the word gullible in the context of this text? Yes, we've got quite a few. Naive is another meaning. Okay, we've got a little bit longer, so I'm going to choose somebody to read who hasn't read yet. Claudia, please.
John knelt nervously at the end of the landing stage, holding on firmly to the kayak in the water. Then Sarah steadied the boat as John cautiously placed one hand on either side, carefully placed first one foot and then the other, as close to the center line of the boat as he could manage, and quickly sat down. Sarah pushed.
Thank you. So which of the following descriptions best fits the words nervously, cautiously, and carefully? Are they all adverbs and give more information about the way an action is carried out? Are they all adjectives and describe a thing or person? Are they all nouns giving the name of something? Or are the three words different types? Oh, look at that. Everybody has got it correct. Fantastic. It is indeed. They are all adverbs. It's A. Thank you very much. And could we have Chatresh, please?
And steering him towards a clump of grass. The sudden jolt had woken the baby, and she was wriggling in her mother's arms, making the dry-throated, complaining noise that was usually followed by a great bawl. By now, she must be both angry and wet. Must be both hungry and wet before two.
Thank you. Okay, can you think of another word or phrase for ball? To cry. That is correct. Everybody got that right there. Thank you. It refers to the sound of the baby crying loudly. So you can say cry, screaming, wailing would all achieve the mark. And could I have Yibsara?
Okay. Richard's books smell odd. They weren't new, with shiny coloured jackets, but musty and faded, and they all had Uncle David's name in the front. That smell had taken Robert right back to his early childhood, to a place in London, a tall, thin house in a terrace near the River Thames. He could remember a gloomy front door with the paint peeling, and dark corridors inside, where older men and women came and went silently, like ghosts.
Thank you. Can you think of another word or phrase for musty? We've got some good examples there. So this word is describing the smell of the old books. So we could have decaying, stale, stuffy, moldy. They would all achieve the mark. Samika, please.
Please would you move up, the little boy said to Prue. There's plenty of room, but she still slid over towards her mother, leaving a strip of seat between them. Richard's large, pale eyes inspected it carefully. Then he bent down and lifted a pile of books back onto his bony legs, bony knees hugging them to his chest as if it was ward off blows. Robert and Prue.
Thank you. So can you think of another word or phrase for blows?
ब्लाउज का क्या होगा?
रुक मानो whistle.
Whistle.
ब्लाउज का क्या हो सकता है फिर?
Okay, so we've got some suggestions in the chats. So this word refers to hits or slaps from his siblings. So Richard is protecting himself with the book. So that's what we read into the context. So that suggests that it could be slaps, hits, or punches. Okay, we've got another Sam Reedy, please.
Patient, cold, and callous, our hand wrapped in socks, we waited to Snowball to catch, sleek and long as daggers and terrible whiskered, splitting and snarling. They would slink and slide over the white back garden walls, and lynx-eyed hunters Jim and I, fur-capped and moccased trappers, would hurl our deadly snowballs at the green of their eyes. The wise cats never appeared. We were Eskimo-footed and Arctic marksmen in the muffling silence of ethereal snow's eternal. Ever since Wednesday, we were so still that we never heard Mrs. Porosbro's first cry from her igloo at the bottom of a garden, or if we heard it at all, it was to us like the far-off challenge to our enemy and prey, the neighbour's polar cat.
Thank you very much. Okay, give the meaning of the following words or phrases. Callous for 1 mark. Some good suggestions there. So this word means careless, indifferent, or unsympathetic as well. And also, could we give the meaning of the word eternal in the context of the passage? Again, some good suggestions coming through there. Yep, this word means everlasting, never-ending, and it's describing the fallen snow. Do we need to read that? Yes, we do need to read that one out. Could I have another volunteer? Kiki D, please.
Soon the voice grew louder. Fire, cried Mrs. Prothero, and she beat the dinner gong. And we ran down the garden with the snowballs in our arms towards the house, and smoke indeed was pouring out of the dining room, and the gong was bombulating, and Mrs. Prothero was announcing ruin like a town crier in Pompeii. This was better than all the cats in Wales standing on the wall in a row. We bounded into the house, laden with snowballs, and stopped at the open door of the smoke-filled room. Something was burning all right. Perhaps it was Mr. Prothero, who always slept there after midday dinner with a newspaper on his face. But he was standing in the middle of the room, saying, "A fine Christmas," and smacking at the smoke with a slipper.
Thank you. The meaning of the word laden as it's used in the passage, please. Some good suggestions coming there. So the word laden means carrying a lot of something or weighed down by a large amount. The boys are carrying a lot of snowballs into the house.